There we are. Hey, everybody, welcome to Android Coliseum Hangout Show number 107. This is March 25th, 2015. This is our weekly Hangout Show where our Canadian brethren get together and we talk about all that is Android news as we've seen in the past week, as it affects, especially here in Canada, as it tends to affect us slightly different than it does our southerly neighbors. So we're here to talk about some of that information, and I am joined with me, as always, with the crew here from Android Coliseum. I'll do it from left to right. We have myself, who is Ryan Moore. Welcome. And we have Martin Gay. There we go. Sivan Rehan. And Sylvain Laboris. Who Sylvain has finally returned.
I know, first hangout in 2015. How's that?
All 2015. Wow.
I know.
He's been traveling a fair bit and busy at the military there, guys. So he's got a lot to talk about. We've got a lot to talk about. So let's just dive straight into it. A couple weeks ago, we had the Mobile World Congress, and we saw the new Galaxy S6, and we saw the HTC One M9. And, you know, some people weren't exactly excited about the M9. Now, whether this has led to it or not, but Peter Chow from HTC has now stepped down as the CEO, allowing Cher Wang to take over the head spot. So what that means for the company? Probably not a lot of difference. So I don't know if this is really, I wouldn't say newsworthy, but changing the guard is never a bad thing. We'll see what she has. Cher Wang definitely seems more energetic, more enthused about going through, whereas Peter Chow was very much an engineer type who is about design and certain features. So we'll see what happens for the next couple months, because it will be at least 6 months down the road before we start seeing her impact or what she's bringing the company forward with now. But so let's go on here. So what I'm always excited about, ASUS has launched something called the Pad Phone, and I'm always excited to see if that Pad Phone ever makes it to Canada, but it's never coming to Canada apparently. But what is coming to Canada is the, Martin, you go ahead and tell them.
The Z Phone 2 was announced, and it's looking good for Canada. We don't have any specifics on which carrier is going to actually have it, but hopefully it's going to come to all major carriers, which would be a great thing because ASUS has been doing a lot for the devices, tablet phones, and whatnot. So that's looking forward. The device itself is pretty standard. It's got some high-end specs: 5.5-inch display, 1080p, 2.3 GHz, 60-bit Intel quad-core Atom processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 3,000.
4 gigs.
Finally the 4 gigs, right?
Holy.
3,000 mAh battery, 4G and LTE support, 13-megapixel camera for the rear camera, 5 for the front, and it will come preloaded with Lollipop.
Pretty cool. And I'm just reading the Mobile Syrup who is saying that it looks like, and has done in the past, Staples might be able to carry this in the store.
Which should be interesting too.
So that'd be interesting to say. Sivan, you had a comment.
Do we know the price for it? Because as far as I remember, it's not a pricey phone.
It's not a pricey phone. Again, we're going off of what Daniel Bader at Mobile Syrup has written down, and he's saying it's going to be potentially in that $400 to $500 range, which seems expensive, but when you start comparing it to the flagships of the day, it's definitely less expensive. Like even the G3, which is one of the least expensive flagships, runs you about $600.
And even they're not saying if it's going to be $400 or $500 Canadian, or if it's $400 or $500 US.
So I don't know. It looks like a good phone. I mean, ASUS. You really got to give it to ASUS. They make some great products out there. I mean, my first tablet was an ASUS. And Sylvain is saying, yeah, there's Zen Watch. And I want the Pad Phone, though. I want that device where I can just pop into a tablet. Anyways, we're running along.
I still have my transformer.
I still have my transformer around here somewhere. I've got to figure it out. I've rooted it, done a bunch of crap to it, and it's now just sitting collecting dust because it's something borked. Anyways, talking about things that are coming to things, one of the things that has come out to Google Now, which is one of my favorite features of Android, Google Now has a new feature which Sivan can tell you about.
Yeah, finally you can start a Hangout message from Google Now. I tried it today and it works. Some of you tried and it didn't work for you. All you need to say is, okay, Google, start a Hangout message.
So that's cool. Now, hopefully that means it comes out to
you who to send it to and to write the message. The thing is, I believe it's more practical for people who use it to text.
Okay, Google. Send a Hangout message. You keep going. I'm just talking.
Did it work for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. The thing is, you have to find your contact. I didn't try it in the real world, but I'll start using it. And hopefully soon it will come to Android Wear. I really hope so, because that's one feature that's missing for me.
What I really want to see out of Hangouts is not only just that I can start a message, but I could at least see some of my last lists. Because like right now, if I want to send you guys a message on Hangouts, I have to, on my watch, wait for somebody else to send a message, and then I can reply to it only on my phone. I want to be able to bring up a list and be like, at least let's say the last 5 Hangout groups or whatever I have, pick one and then reply to it. It'd be really nice if I could do that. Down the road, hopefully.
Yeah, just to access it as an app. Same thing with Gmail. You can't access it as an app. You just have to wait for an email to come in to send a reply. I missed that from the Sony smartwatch 1 and 2. Just having it as an app, opening it, seeing all the last few emails.
If you want to be able to pull up the last something or just recheck something, right?
Right.
It's kind of nice. Because right now I tend to leave a lot of things on my Android Wear notif cards up just there. So when I go back to my phone, it's got a crap ton of like notifications to me because I don't want to clear them out because I want to be able to view them as I want, right? So,
right.
Well. So speaking of updates, another thing that's recently come out in updates is for Wear is the fact that you can now bring up the Android Device Manager on Wear. So I can do, and I think I'm making sure I'll turn that off. Okay, Google, start Android Device Manager. Right, you should be able to do something like, find my phone or ring my phone and something like that. I can't. It's not working now for me, of course. But
I used it today. I use it almost every day. I always lose my phone in my purse.
And I want to give my wife my old Sony smartwatch just for that reason too, because she's like, is this my phone? I'm in the car. Or in the kitchen somewhere. I don't know. And it's just make it ring. And we always have to go to the computer and type in a device manager, make it ring, and she'll go find it, right? So
if my watch is connected to the phone, at least I know it's close by.
Yeah, you didn't leave it at work.
Okay, it's somewhere around here. I have it. Question is where.
But at least now with Android Device Manager, you can make it ring, even if you left it in silent mode.
Yeah, and it is very useful. I use it daily.
Cool. All right, so speaking of something that's useful and talking about Android devices and wears and stuff like that, if anybody remembers the Neptune Pine was this glorified smartwatch which had a full operation of OS of Android on it. And so the guy that's just been doing it, I think his name was Simon, has now designed something called the Neptune Duo, and I know Cass was very excited about this. And the idea behind the Neptune Duo was that it would be a smart band that had the entire smart guts on your watch. And then the idea being that you would have, let's say, another device which would be like a dummy screen, which you could act as the screen or the monitor for that. And you could have a little tiny screen, or you could tell it to mirror and go on the big screen, or you're on a tablet, or they're looking at a bunch of different things and all these different cool accessories. But you would have this on your hand all the time, and that would be the smart device that was with you. Martin, you had some thoughts on this one, did you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we've all seen the Neptune and the project and what's been going on with that, and hopefully it's something that's gonna kick or start. It's gonna be. I'm hoping it's something that's gonna be a wow for this year, because I mean, I'd use that on my wrist. Take that watch away, just put the Neptune on this, and I'm gonna be happy.
So it sounds pretty cool. I know what I like. I mean, if you look at it, what is it? Was it Indiegogo they put themselves on, or was it
Indiegogo? It is
Indiegogo. They're almost at $1 million in funding, and I think for $100,000 goal they were trying for. So
they have a budget to do it.
So I mean, it sounds like they can pull it off. I mean, whether or not it's going to be as full reaching a project as you might expect, But I mean, you're looking at right now. It's going to be. They're saying right now, if you buy the perk at $600, and then again, whether or not you want to trust campaigns like these, sometimes people get burned on or not. But $600 would be the would get you the watch, what they call the hub, and then the hub would normally be selling for about $900, and then they're showing all the other accessories like Bluetooth headphones, keyboards, the screens, the monitors, the tablet, right, which would act as your other screens for it. So I think it looks really cool. Sylvain, you had a comment?
Yes, I don't know if it looks really cool. You know, when the LG Watch came out, it was square. People weren't sure, am I going to wear that? Then Moto 360, it's round. Wow, that's the big thing. It reminds us that, the kind of shape we had in our old watches. Now I look at this, people are not going to wear that.
Well, it's a band, right? It looks
Nothing
like a
would,
band.
but
I'm trying to see if I can find my watch. My dress-up watch is very rectangular. It would look very similar to that, I think.
I don't know. It reminds me of the kind of bracelet, that prisoners wear, so they can't go out of.
It's my ankle bracelet. The court won't let me in my house.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah?
I think it looks really cool. I'm most excited about when I looked at the dongle for the TV. That looked very cool. That I could, bring it up on the TV. Okay, bring it up, play around or whatever. I think it's a really cool concept. Would I pay $600? Even at $600, $300 off, would I buy it for $600 for the hub? And then you're looking at the dumb display devices. So the dongle probably isn't that expensive. Maybe maybe $50 or something for that. I'm assuming above the Chromecast price range. But like a screen for a tablet, a screen for a smaller tablet, you could be looking for at least a few $100s for each of those. I mean, this is you're going in for a fair bit of money on this to do that. So that's where I start getting a little concerned. I love the concept though. I love that idea of, and I've said that ever since day one. I love the idea of the pad phone. That I want to be able to have one device that I can take with me. And I can get to work, and I can just plug it into a thing, and then it's my device on a big screen. I can come home, I can plug it into my TV, and there's all the stuff on TV.
Right.
I can plug it into my tablet, and it's all the same stuff, right?
Yeah, that I agree. Mm-hmm.
I love cloud syncing, but this is just the same next level. You take the brain with you, one brain, multiple displays, right? So that's what I would love to see. Anyways, we could talk about that for a while. I've been trying to reach out to Neptune to see if we can, discuss and sort of get his vision on it and what he really thinks want to go. I think it'd be really cool to have that kind of interview. Going on, talking about concepts and people moving forward with really neat things. Cyanogen has recently received their $80 million in Series C funding, and that didn't include the Microsoft funding that they were looking for. But still, $80 million is nothing to shake a stick at. This is a good amount of money to help them move forward. However, right after they announced that they are partnering with a company, Blue. I don't know if you guys ever seen any of the Blue products out there. It is one of the cheap of the cheap devices. And I get where they're going with this, that they're going to go after some, cheap, inexpensive hardware to make sure they get that penetration out in areas where they need to, like China, and Asian countries, and so that just to me it just brought them down a peg in terms of how I see CyanogenMod. I don't know, and then especially after a comment like Kurt McMaster makes, like we're going to put a bullet in the head of Google, which I think Sivan, you said it best earlier today. You were like, one of the reasons why I want Android is I want Google.
Yeah, there's two reasons I like Android. First of all, that it's open source, that we can play around with it. It's not boring. And second thing, the more practical thing is Google services. I use, Google Plus, the Photos, Drive, just the integration of everything. You can save your attachments on Gmail directly to Drive. What will you do if you have? What will you do on these CyanogenMod phones?
I think you're making the joke earlier. You would be using Bing search.
Yeah, Bing search. They're going to
Hotmail.
use Bing search. Nokia Maps.
Nokia Maps.
So that means that I have to now transfer everything to Microsoft. Why would I want to choose Microsoft over Google? What's the advantage here? It's not that they're saying we're going to make our own apps, we're going to have our own services, an email service, a cloud service, use us, Cyanogen. No, they're saying use Microsoft. Why would I want to use Microsoft?
Yeah. Martin, your thought about this?
Yep, somebody on chat mentioned something, and I'll just say it just for the kicks of it, because the guy sounds like he's a dingleberry.
Yeah, it's yeah. This Kurt McMaster, he's just and there was like comments and discussion like maybe that's why Microsoft didn't come up with the funding in the end, because this guy's just a hothead. He's really just going out there for really weird comments. And I get not going with Google. You don't get the certification, but I mean, we're gonna put a bullet through that Google's head.
You know what? He can say all he wants. He's still got 80 million in funding.
Yeah.
Good for him.
And let's see what happens. By all means,
Yeah.
I'm all for the startup companies and do it. For me personally, it just sounds bad, and I know I'm not going to be investing. So, anyways, let's move along here. So, speaking of CyanogenMod, the 1+1 running on CyanogenMod is going to be getting its update soon.
Yes, so it should be on Monday, March 30th. I'm waiting for that one. I heard that on Friday the 27th, Oxygen OS should be released. I won't be installing that one. It's too soon. And I'm still all for CyanogenMod, so that's the one I want. There's been a lot of rant about different things not working properly or notifications annoying people. I don't know much about it yet, but on Monday I will install Lollipop on my device, and I'll talk about it next Wednesday. What are my thoughts on it?
Yeah. So speaking of Lollipop,
Yeah.
so there, Martin, you took a comment that Mike Wallace had discussed. Some people.
Yep, it was a conversation that was happening with Mike Wallace and others, and it prompted the article I posted up. And I mean, the article's gotten more than 500 views now, so apparently it's been popular. And there's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons, but depending on which device you're on, there could be a lot more cons than pros. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lollipop's getting a lot of bad rap. I personally really like Lollipop. I mean, yeah, there's still some issues that I miss, and I'm not sure if it's just a matter of changing my ways. Like, for example, the silent feature. Like, I'm actually really liking how to say put it into silent. I just wish I could do it from the power menu because that's what I'm used to. So right now I have to volume down, select silent, and I can pick, for 4 hours while I go into this meeting or something. I like that feature. Things like the multitask is just way too many, right? I used to like being able to watch my data management and how much data my phone is using, and doing the slide across, and I could watch how it changes and where the jump was, and I could do that for each app. That horizontal slider is now gone. So there's like little things that I don't know. Sylvain, what are you most concerned about for Lollipop?
Well, I always wanted Lollipop. But with all the rant, I'm not sure anymore. You know what? I'll install it. And CyanogenMod, I'm sure they fixed stuff from it. Even in KitKat, there's a lot of stuff they added that I can't live without. So I'll see. Maybe I'll see what happens.
Yeah. So I'm definitely interested to hear your take on it on come Monday. I mean, I don't have my OnePlus anymore, so I want to hear your thoughts on what. And if you get a chance, try Oxygen, see what it's like. But like I think you're saying, it's the fact that it's so new. It's a brand new OS.
It's bare bone right now. I don't know.
It
doesn't even come with a camera app. They need to have Google Camera on it.
Well, I use that anyways. I prefer the Google Camera app. I always get rid of whatever app I'm using. Get the Google Camera. Anyways, moving along here. So speaking of getting Lollipop, we've just heard also the Galaxy Tab S, which is an amazingly thin tablet. Love that tablet. Galaxy Tab S 10.5 is getting its Lollipop update right now, which I think it makes it one of the first Samsung devices in Canada to get the Lollipop update. So hopefully that means it's going to start rolling out to the Note 4, Note 3s, and Note 2s, and S5s, and S6s, and well, S6 we already have it, but so coming up, but we didn't hear about the Tab S 8-inch version was getting it though too. So anyways, I've updated our database on that. And then speaking of other updates, we talked earlier about Wear getting some new features. Google Keep, one of my favorite apps, has now recently been updated, and I use this thing a lot. I love being able to, people say, hey, well, can you remember to do this? I use it 99% of that stuff. I'll write down a note, and I'll say, remind me tomorrow at 5, or remind me next time I'm near the mall. Or what's nice now is not only can you now set up a recurring reminder, so remind me every Thursday to do this. Remind me every Friday to do that, or every first of the month do this. I can also set up labels on all my stuff now. So instead of just doing the color coding, you can actually put labels and multiple labels in it and search for those labels, which is really nice. I think, Siobhan, you were first.
But don't you use the other reminders? The inbox reminders?
Yeah, but most of the things I come in, that's great for inbox, but most of the stuff I end up doing is somebody saying, well, Ryan, can you follow up with this person tomorrow? And for me, I just go to Keep, call Frank, remind tomorrow. So instead of having to do it,
because I do it just like on my watch. Remind me to call Phil tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Yeah. So does that do it into inbox then? Does that do it via inbox?
Yeah, it's amazing, and it shows up in your calendar as well. It works really well for me.
That is true. I gotta admit, I've never really played with all the features of inbox. I really should. I'm a little ignorant in that end.
It's not only in inbox. You can just access it from inbox, all your reminders, but you can also say my reminders, and it will just show you all your reminders, and you can snooze them, you can dismiss them.
This is the wonder that is Android. We do have choices.
Right, right.
We can do both ways. Sylvain, you had a comment.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up that I've not been using Keep for a while now. I just use Inbox for everything. I don't even open Gmail anymore. So, yeah, I like the reminders in Inbox.
That's one of the things. Martin and I, we talked last week about our thoughts on Inbox. And I mean, I like it. I love being able to snooze emails, but I just never really got into using the reminders part. So I don't know, because I started using Keep as soon as it came out, and my Keep is full. I have tons of stuff, and it's archived, and I have it categorized in that way. So, but anyways, okay, Martin, last thought on this.
The only reason I can't use Inbox is I always have an Inbox 0. So if I open Inbox itself, there's nothing showing up in Inbox for me. There's absolutely nothing. Sweet 0. There's nothing.
Yeah. Now we talked about this last week, so we'll bypass.
We'll skip.
We'll skip this. Yeah. So if anybody wants to hear our Inbox rants, we can go see last week's show. Maybe we should do another post on Inbox now that Google Apps has been around. We'll do another discussion on that. Anyways. Wanted to mention something that potentially, because there was all the discussion about Google Glass, and everybody's like, oh, it got killed, it's dead, oh, what a failed project it was, oh my goodness, it was terrible, they finally pulled the plug on it. Well, officially Eric Schmidt came out this week and said, listen, it's not dead. It's just a matter of we went through a beta project, right? We took all that feedback we had in the beta project, now we've gone back, and we're making it ready for proper commercial launch. And to me, I thought, does this mean it's going to come to Canada? Does this mean it's going to come to Canada? Because we had that a while, I think it was about a year ago, that we potentially thought it could come to Canada. All the signs are pointing to a Canadian release, and it didn't. But Google Glass might potentially come to Canada, and I just thought, for your guys' opinions, what would you think about if Glass came to Canada? Thoughts?
I don't know.
The price will have to go down.
The right price, right? Oh, don't do that, Martin.
Awkward.
Sylvain, your thought? You said something?
I don't know. I'm not interested anymore, really. There was that big hype at some point, and we stopped hearing about it, and now it's coming to Canada. Well, I don't know. I'm not interested anymore, really. I would try it, and that would probably change my mind, but I don't know.
If it gets cheaper in price and they make it consumer available widely, yeah, I'm in. I'm in for it.
Yeah,
I would
definitely
definitely want one. I just can't afford the current price.
Yeah, I would get one now, but $1,500 is a little expensive. So whether they bring it to the $900 price range, or I would hope in that $500 to $600 price range.
$500 would be a nice price.
A nice price range so that they could do it something like that. I mean, they have a lot of issues they had to keep up with. I mean, one of the things being that the foil, making sure the foil didn't peel and crack away, which was you saw a lot of people complaining about that. But I mean, a lot of what glass does, your wear can do now. So I mean, for me, the reason I would get glass is just to have that hands-free camera, which would be really nice. If we say, okay, glass, take a picture, or take a video.
That's
take
true.
first-person
I would love
videos.
that.
That'd be so awesome to do stuff. I would just think of like how we could do better reviews, right? I could show you, or I could,
Right.
take videos of like, okay, I'm gonna fillet a fish. Well, I caught one. Boom, 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 boom. Here we do this. Cut that thing out. The tail comes off. Very good. So all those little how-to do videos would just be so cool. I would just do tons of them probably.
It would be
Everybody.
awesome because it would be easier to just do stuff. You just have the glass on, look at it.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's potentially coming to Canada. I just thought it would be interesting if it does. Last but not least topic, Martin, I am so jealous, and I
I
cannot
know, you keep
believe,
telling me.
Sivan, you were going out of town for this, but DroidCon Montreal. All right, dans la belle province, we have DroidCon, the first DroidCon coming to Canada, and Martin, you get to go, a 2-day event. We've talked about it many times, but Sivan, you were at GDG last night, the Google Developer Group in
Right.
Montreal. I don't know, they talked about it there.
They had a DroidCon special. Some speakers came and gave previews of their talks. It seems very interesting. There's some very good speakers this year, including our friend Mike Wallace. We're offering a coupon code, right? Or is it expired?
It's expired right now.
Now also JDG Montreal is offering a coupon code, so if someone didn't register yet, go to their website and you can get a discount, and students get 50% discount, I believe, so it brings the price down to about $200, I think.
Awesome. Do you have the link, Siobhan, so we can update the article and put it back on?
I'm just pulling it up right now.
Awesome.
Pull it up. But Martin, you get to go, and like, yeah, it is even $200. People might say it's a little expensive, but $200 covers you 2 days and the meals, except for dinner.
Which is fine.
Yeah. So
And there's a lot to learn.
Oh, definitely.
I'm looking at the GDG
it's gonna be
Montreal
one of
group.
those events.
It's all in French.
I'll make the translation for you guys. It's all good.
You don't have to.
I feel like
I believe that the code is GDG-DroidCon, but I'm not sure. I'm going to double check for you, and we're going to.
we could post it up on our site. I'm pretty sure they won't mind us sharing it. But really good. Yeah, so that's some awesome things coming up for those going to that. Really jealous of people getting to go to those kind of events. That's really awesome. I really like that kind of stuff. Getting it together as a community. Because we talk about, Android is a community, and community comes through conversations with each other, right? And what better than an event like DroidCon? I mean, yeah, it is going to be more developer focused, but I mean, still, it really helps further. I mean, all those developers really make Android what it is. If it wasn't for the developers, we wouldn't have a thriving ecosystem that we do have now.
Quite true.
So jealous getting a chance to go see those guys. Just wanted to mention, in the next little while, we have some reviews coming out on our website. So I have the Kivo Smart Lock. I got a sample to play around with upstairs. So I got my screwdriver out and I put a new bolt on my house, and now my wife can just tap the lock and it opens up for her no problem. It's really cool. So that way I have a review for that. The Tilt sent me their Qi car dock, and I'm just waiting for my Qi receiver on my phone to come in. I'll test that out. Martin, you got some Anchor portable desktop charger.
Yes, sir.
And the Nomad key is coming out.
Yep, the Nomad Pebble key is coming out, and as well as the Nomad clip. I'm going to be getting the Pebble key and 2 or 3 of the Nomad clip.
Nice. Good job. And what's the Yubico key?
That's the little key you insert in your computer to unlock your Google account.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right,
so I got that. I'll talk about it.
Cool. All right, so lots of things that we're reviewing the next little while. I know I've been doing some reviews with my son over the March break. He played with a lot of different games, and I asked him his opinion to pick out 5 of the games he really recommended. But if there's any games or apps or accessories and stuff that you would want to hear about or want to hear our opinion, please, by all means, let us know. We can make those asks, and we can try to see if we can get them to play with. And who knows, maybe we can get one to give away for free if we get a chance. So, anyways, that's the show for today. So thank you so much for tuning in. We covered a lot of topics today, and that's just the tip of the iceberg for the Android news this past week. There's still lots that we can talk about. So you can always continue this conversation with us via Twitter, via Facebook, via Google+, Hangouts, or you can even, I don't know, you can send us mail. One of these days I'll put our email or our mail address in there. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Thanks to the panel, Sylvain, Sivan, Martin. Thank you for tuning in, guys.
Good night.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
And good night. We'll see you next week.